Hello and welcome to the FPL Lock-In on the FPL Have a Beer channel, where every week, once the season starts, me and Trigger will be here reacting to what's gone on in the game week so far, good or bad, ugly or whatever it's going to be. And tonight we are going to go through some our predictions in terms of FPL, who the highest point score is going to be. Also, where we think teams are going to, we're going to do more than that, like who are going to be the outstanding players, who's the best bargain, whose price is going to drop the most, all that sort of thing. We're also going to give our Premier League predictions. And then we didn't realise, and well, Trig only let me know about 4 hours beforehand. We've also had FPL review come out today. So we're going to have a look at that. Trig wants to give it a review, I think. And we're also going to, we've been saying, Trig, we're going to sort of like have a look and see how much the content creators' teams change next week in reaction to it, haven't we, mate? So we're going to do that. And we're joined tonight by, you won't recognise him because he's not a content creator. You may recognise his name if you're regular in not just my chat, but lots of FPL channels chats. He is a big fan of the show. I hope you don't mind me saying that. Both me and Trig's channel, and he asked to come on.
Absolutely.
And he's also a pretty bloody good FPL player. So FPL's like all Christian. How are you, mate?
I am great, and I'm really happy and thankful you've invited me on at last, Gary. I'm a big fan. I've watched nearly everything on both of your channels. My name's Christian, and I am FPL Zykel, and you might have noticed me commenting in all sorts of streams because that's what I do. And that's it, really. Oh, and also, I was just telling the guys, I am currently Great Britain's #1 at Women's Euros Finals FPL.
Does that mean you've won then? Because isn't it finished now?
No, I finished 120 something. But in Great Britain, I was #1.
Okay, nice one. And you
were out of 90,000 players, I think.
And you have a pretty good FPL record as well, don't you? Weren't you top 10k last year? Or
I think I cracked the code of how to play the game. Season before last, I finished in the top million for the first time. So I was 400k, and then I dropped it in the last couple of weeks to 750. And then then this season this time I was 800 and something in the world, and I dropped to 12k by the end of the season. So I think I got to 840 something in game week 27. Yeah, so it was quite a good. It was quite a good run.
It's about the time I started streaming, so I hope you didn't like start watching my streams, and then that was like what the rail.
No, I was watching you long before that, but no, I do remember the occasion because it was when you did the graveyard episode, and you were talking about, because I just mentioned it.
Oh, well, like FPL,
yeah, and then you guys were talking about it in the graveyard, which was funny. But yeah,
yes, we were. Yeah, we were.
Yeah. So no, it's good memories. But yeah, no, I've been doing pretty well. But I am quite a what's the word? I am a guy with lots of special interests, and one of them happens to be FPL now. So I'm really striving to be an expert at it. Yeah, really, that's what I'm trying to do. So I'm not there yet, but I'm getting there, I think.
Okay. All right. So before we start, we'll just say hello to some people in the chat. Hi to Hippie. Hi to Pudna, who is our new official moderator, Trig. We've borrowed him from Elite FPL. Hi to Geddy. Hi to Claire. Hi to Ricky. Hi to David. Hi to Roberto, Connor, and also Shane, Greg. Got a lot of people for the start of the stream. And Shagir. All right. So we're going to start off by going through our predictions. We're going to do our FPL predictions and then our Premier League predictions. Then we're going to have a look at FPL review. We're going to give our thoughts on it and look at the teams. And then there's a couple of other things we're going to do at the end. So our first one is, and I'm going to give my... Oh, sorry, before we go on to that, as well as doing this stream every Saturday night, we're also doing a preview stream every Wednesday night at 6 o'clock called the PubCast. If you'd like to join that mini league, we would love you to join. The code is S3DH S3DHWZ. That's S3DHWZ. There's also a link in the description. If you click on that, it will instantly sign you up. Okay. All right, so I'm going to go over my predictions first, lads, and then I'll ask you for yours. The first one, we're going to go through who we think will be the highest scoring player by position. So obviously the highest scorer last season was Pickford. I think, has he actually been the highest scorer for 2 years in a row?
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought
Yeah,
it might. So my prediction for this one, I mean, it could well be Pickford again, given he's probably still going to pick up save points. I guess Everton will probably stay about the same defensively, but I'm going to go for Roberto Sanchez because I think Chelsea, Craig can tell me if I'm wrong, I think they're going to improve defensively. And he also had, which I heard different things about him because I've heard some people say that he's not that good a shot stopper, but then his save percentage rate last season was second or third. So based on those two factors, I'm going to go as him as my top goals scoring keeper. Nick, what's your prediction here, mate?
First off, morning everybody in the chat, and can our new moderator give David a quick slap because he's made a very cheeky comment.
Is he?
And Cole does not look like my grandfather. Someone give him a slap. And I know he's hiding. You can't see him there in his dark video, but he doesn't look that old. Trust me, peeps. Right. So, highest scoring goalkeeper.
Yeah.
Well, let me see. Who could this be? I think it'd be one of the cheaper ones. I think it'd be one of the cheaper ones because the bonus points are favouring goalkeepers a bit more this season, aren't they? So, who could it be? Could be Pickford again, couldn't it?
Yeah, he's 5.5 now.
Yeah, who should I go for? I'll go somewhere cheaper, I think. I don't think Sanchez is going to get enough save points to be the highest scoring keeper.
I guess their save percentage, but their save percentage is only a reflection, depends on how many shots they've had to save, doesn't it? So if he doesn't get a lot of shots to save in the first place, it doesn't really matter what his save percentage is. You don't think Chelsea will concede that many shots?
Clean sheets, maybe.
No.
A factor as well.
I want to pick someone a bit different. Who can I pick? I'm going to pick Vicario.
Vicario?
Ooh.
Yeah, if he keeps his place. I certainly wouldn't buy him. But if he retains his place, I can see the Tottenham defence, especially now they're signing that new defensive midfielder. They're going to keep a lot more clean sheets.
Are they going to improve that much? Well, they're
going to change to a more low block, so he's going to get more easy saves to make. And I think they will improve. I think they'll improve quite a bit.
But they got away from, was it 6, I think, for Tottenham last season?
16th, you mean?
17th, weren't they? No, 6 clean sheets, I think it was last season for Tottenham.
Oh, yeah, the short
something like that.
On that.
They got to improve on that.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
But last season, Flecken was nearly the highest scoring keeper, wasn't he? I think he was third on the list. And if the manager sets up Tottenham in the same way, then it could help Vicario.
Where did Flecken go?
He went abroad somewhere. Yeah. I can't remember where exactly.
Is it Spain?
Probably
Spain or Germany, I think.
Probably to a bigger team, I'd imagine, then, if he... Yeah. All right, so what's your prediction for this one, man?
Well, I kind of got 3 favourites that I think were what I was considering. Well, I've got Kelleher third. I'm thinking lots of shots, lots of saves. And I think despite everything, despite all the changes, Brentford have got a set kind of culture in defence, I think. So I think they would still be pretty decent. They'll concede a lot, but they'll have those surprising clean sheets that they sometimes get at Brentford. That's the third one. In second, actually, I was thinking I was not stuck between Pickford and Sanchez, but Sanchez would be my second favourite just because I was thinking maybe their defence has stepped up again, especially Club World Cup. I was impressed with how they were playing. Well, they were magnificent, I thought. Considering it was a summer tournament in a really hot country, they were pretty good defensively.
Magnificent.
Yeah, I was super impressed. Yeah, no, they were great. But my favourite is the keeper I've chosen as my number one, and that is Sells, Nottingham Forest, just because of, again, while I was using that word of culture and defence, they've got great defenders, and they've proved it last season. And I think if you've got a great defence, why can't the goalkeeper in that team also score really well? That's my logic on that one, really. But he's my favourite at the moment. I might flip to a cheaper keeper because I might need that 0.5 because I've got a couple of ideas for my team. But I really want to keep Sells at the moment.
Yeah.
At least for the beginning of the season as well.
Greg's agreeing with you. Apparently, according to the chat, you went to buy a Leverkusen.
Yeah, Germany. Yeah, I thought so. Yeah.
So
sounds right. Yeah.
Interesting. All right, okay. All right, let's go on to defenders. So last season, it wasn't really a massive because Trent didn't go massive, did he? So the highest goal scoring defender, I didn't even know it was, so I looked it up, was Gavardio. I've gone for a pretty safe pick here. I think he was the second highest scoring defender last year. Mikulenkovic. I mean, I am slightly concerned with Forest being in what are they in? Is it the Conference League? That's gonna maybe unsettle them. But if they can get back to the sort of defensive form they were at the start of last season, he can get a goal. You know, he does brilliant for the old defensive contributions. I mean, this one is I actually probably found this one the hardest one to do, but I'm going to stick for Mikulenkovic. Well, surprisingly, Murillo is still in my draft above him. Trigger, do you think for this one, mate?
Let me think. I haven't actually seen any of these questions because I didn't do my homework. So this is the first time I'm seeing all these questions.
Do you want me to go?
No, I'm quite happy doing it. Let me see. Who shall I pick? I think I'll go with Gabriel.
Gabriel?
Really?
I'll go with an Arsenal defender. I don't fancy the Forest defenders to... Yeah, I guess he could get a bit of rotation this year, couldn't he? With Kiriall's quite a decent replacement for him, isn't he? So
he's got the goal for it, hasn't he?
Actually, maybe I can't go 8 Nori, really, can I? I think points per game, I think 8 Nori will be the highest. But in terms of total points, who shall I go for? No, I'll stick with Gabriel. I think Arsenal are going to keep more clean sheets than anybody else.
Got some suggestions in the chat. 8 Nori, Van Dijk. Greg saying Milenkovic is Vidic region. Harry Maguire, Puddin is saying. Christian, who do you reckon for this one, mate? Hi. There's no outstanding ones, I didn't think, with this position.
Well, I was considering both of your choices, but I mean, 8 Nori is that kind of the fashionable saying in FPL world right now. He's the shiny new toy, isn't he? He's got all of the attacking and defending prospects going well for him, and he's proved it again and again. So I think 8 Nori is going to be in my top 2 or 3, but I'm going to agree with you, Gary. I think Milenkovic. I think Nottingham Forest, they've got something going, and I think they'll keep it going. And I think he's at the head of it, and he's got that attacking threat, which is really consistent as well. He's got the height. I love his height in the box, and how he's always there ready, and he's quite intimidating, I think, in the box, isn't he? Yeah. Where he attacks. So no, I just think I think set pieces are going to be really important for Forest as well this season.
Don't you worry about Europe?
I do, but it's there's a weird thing about football these days is that if anyone's not, you might all be noticing this, is that all the teams entering Europe are kind of having to create 2 teams to survive being in Europe.
Yeah,
and I don't know if Forest have done that yet.
Exactly, they haven't got 2 teams.
I can imagine them not playing certain players in the Conference League for the first games. So I can imagine
they're not in the Conference League.
Not the Conference. Which one are they in?
The big one, the Euro.
Or the Europa Cup. Well, I still think it. You know, they will have enough to arrest a couple of players at least. So they're not going to play everybody, surely, in those first rounds.
They do have a good replacement. They bought that Brazilian player, João Cunha.
Oh yeah. I like one of my secret choices in my team plays up front He was in the Club World Cup as well. I've got him in my team at the moment. Igor Jesus. Jesus, yeah. I've got him as my third striker. 6 million, yeah. But I'm thinking he's a great signing. I don't know why anybody's not talking about him.
He is, but they're not going to play two up front, though, are they?
Yeah, so, I know. Yeah. He might even be the guy who plays in the Europa League instead of Wood. It might be that might be the logic. But if that happens, I'm going to swap him for someone else. And I'm thinking of swapping him anyway because I'm not completely sure about the midfield. So I am thinking of. But I just thought straight away he was a good signing. So even if of 30 minutes, he might have a great impact,
But I don't think you can start with him in FPL. But I mean, he is going to be good. I think he could replace Chris Wood before too long if Chris Wood doesn't start well.
He's younger, faster.
He's going to really suit that team the way he plays, isn't he? He's a proper old-fashioned number 9. He's going to be perfect for Forest. Absolutely perfect.
Yeah, but he's the kind of player you can feel confident that he's going to do something. He's going to do something.
Just going to read out a few from the chat, lads. So we've got Frimpong, Geddy suggesting, Shane saying Romero. We'll get onto him in a while, Shane, because FPL Review quite likes Romero. Nightmare saying Big Dan Burn. He seems to manage to get into everywhere. Oh, they're on about Tony Aboa in the chat. He's saying his serious choice though would be Garvadio. All right, let's move on to midfielders. And in this one, lads, I've been boring. He's my choice. Highest scoring player ever in FPL last season. I do think, and we'll probably get onto this later, or we will do, that he is going to decline. As the unit said, I reckon it could be as much as 100 points, some people are saying. But even with that, I still can't see anyone outscoring him. So, Christian, I'll come to you first this time, mate. Give a chance to think. Who did you think for this one?
Well, as a Liverpool fan, I would have probably obviously chosen Salah first because of how outstanding he's been. I mean, it's mind-blowing what he's done in the last few years. You can't deny that. But last season was just unbelievable. It's a shame he faded off at the end, but you could forgive him that because of everything he's ever done. But also he would have just been exhausted probably as well. But I would actually go for trigger my like this for Palmer. I'm going for Palmer. Yeah, I think he'll be the highest scoring player this season.
Greg's just made a good point. He's getting them into 5 games for AFCON, isn't he?
That is true. Yeah, I didn't even think of that, but that is true. Yeah. But I think Palmer, he's capable of that kind of comeback. I think from maybe a lot of that criticism he was getting towards the end of last season. Which I mean, any player's allowed to have a bit of time off. A little bit of a slowdown if they've been doing as much as he was doing for that previous year.
Yeah, he was good in the Club World Cup, weren't he?
Yeah, and then you can see a little bit of rest, and he's great again. And they didn't overuse him last year either. He didn't play in the first bit of the cup, did he? The European Cup. He wasn't even in the squad for the cup they were in, Chelsea last year, Palmer. Until the
conference league.
Until the latter stages. And I think in the end that kind of helped him. I kind of suspected last year there was a game where I thought he got a really bad knock, and I thought he was working through that as well a little bit. It wasn't just a case of form. He actually had a knock that he didn't really talk about.
He had personal problems.
Yeah. But there was that. But I do think he had a few knocks. He just kept getting hacked all the time. Yeah. He looked tired, and you can kind of forgive him that. But I do think he's back on the train. He's back on the train, and he's going to start motoring, I think. And he's got the team around him as well. Chelsea are doing really well at the moment. There's a confidence, obviously. There's a great. Maresca's showing, why he's the manager, I think, at the moment as well with his choices. And he's being fair on the players he chooses and the time he gives them in the team and how he rotates. I think they're doing really great at the moment. So why not?
Bold
why
choice.
not Palmer?
Bold choice, Craig.
Mine's even bolder than that. Mine isn't Palmer. Mine is Bruno Fernandes. I think he's going to be the highest scoring player this season.
Another one FPL Review likes.
He's got no Europe at all. So he's going to play every single match, probably every single match, 90 minutes, I'd say almost, unless he's rested for an FA Cup semi-final or something. He's going to play every game. I think United are going to be much improved from last season. He's got better people to assist and everything else, and
maybe
penalties,
better passers. Yeah, better passers in the midfield, maybe.
Penalties, everything. I can see him being top. He also gets a lot more extra points from the, so if he plays deep, he's going to tick over with defensive contributions. And I don't see any negatives to him, to be quite honest. I mean, he did pretty well last season. He would have got 190 points, I think, wouldn't he, if defensive contributions have been included?
Yeah.
And that was in United's worst ever season. So
do you think
there's no real signs of him dropping off in terms of his quality. So
do you think he'll get as much defensive contributions if the team's just stronger this year, generally?
Yeah, possibly not.
Maybe.
Possibly not. But I think he's going to get a lot more attacking returns.
Well, yeah.
So I'll go with him. And Palmer, I think, is a pretty good shout. But the thing with Palmer is they're signing someone at the moment who can play in kind of Palmer's role. They've got a lot of choices now, Chelsea. Esteval's very good. He can play on the right as well. They've got... I think Palmer's going to be rested a few times this season because they won't be able to rest him in the Conference League because they're in the Champions League this year. So he's going to be playing more of that. And... they're not a one-person team anymore like they used to be, so he doesn't have to play Palmer. He can give Palmer some rest.
Okay, well, he's shown he stepped it up. He steps it up though in those games, doesn't he? In those important games.
So, in important games he does. Yeah, but he could be rested in the.
I could see him actually
games.
Being in Europe more. I get that point. That's a good point.
Okay, just going to read out a few in the chat. Cliver Colm saying. Carl's agreeing with you, Palmer. Who else have we got? Verts, Geddy saying, Shane saying Verts or Palmer. Connor saying Salah, Palmer, Saka or Verts. That's 4 different choices, mate. Sitting on the fence there. Nightmare's still on about bloody Tony Yeboah. He retired, mate, 25 years ago. Okay, catch up with where we are in the current world, FPL Nightmare. And that's all the suggestions we got. Okay, cool. All right, so we'll go on to forwards next. So Isaac was the highest goal scorer last year. Obviously, Will he be at Newcastle? Will he be at Liverpool? Will he be at somewhere else? We don't know yet. But I am going to go...
It's a bit of a mess, isn't it?
It is, yeah. So I'm going to go for a return to form of Halland. I can't see him doing as bad as he did last season. He's not going to be in my FPL team, at least at the start of the season. I think he's probably overpriced for FPL, but I do think he'll return to be the high scoring forward come the end of the season, because I still think he is, along with, I guess, Isaac, the big beast in that category of player. Nick?
Yeah, it's hard to look past Halland, I think, isn't it? Whether he's, like you said, whether it's worth picking at the price is a different matter, but it's hard to see him being outscored, unless, of course, he's rested occasionally or injured or whatever.
Yeah.
Isaac, the Arsenal striker, could have a say, maybe.
Oh, yeah, the new lad.
It's hard to think of many others, isn't it? Isaac, Watkins, unlikely, isn't it? I mean...
No, he's good, but I can't see him topping the charts.
No, Halland. You'd think it would have to be Halland.
Yeah.
I don't know how many Pedro's going to get, but I wouldn't say it would be Halland level. Certainly not.
Yeah. Christian?
Well, I agree. I mean, the two you've pictured, I mean, it's hard to think beyond those two. But if I tell you my front three at the moment is João Pedro, Igor Jesus as my third striker, and Gyökeres. How do you pronounce his name? Gyökeres, Arsenal striker.
Still learning it, mate. I'm still learning it myself.
Gyökeres. But there's an outside chance that, Arsenal are also getting great signings in. I don't know if they'll click very quickly or not, but there is a chance that could happen, outside chance. But I'm eyeing up João Pedro, and there's a reason why everyone's picking him.
FPL Review really doesn't like it. He's like
I know
10th and 15th on their predicted points.
Well, he is that kind of player, though. He's a kind of love and hate player, isn't he? Because of the way he can impact a game, but he can also be super quiet. So there is an element of which one is he going to be this season, or is he going to keep turning on and off all the time as a player?
Yeah.
But there was something that, maybe it was just a fresh start, but the way Chelsea were attacking in the Club World Cup and the way he connected with just Palmer, the way João Pedro and Palmer were clicked immediately. I mean, I'm thinking Palmer might be, give it away now, one of the highest assisters this season, just because of how João Pedro plays and the way he penetrates from the midfield, and Palmer will be able to follow that with some great balls and give loads of good through balls for João Pedro. But I mean, maybe a lot of teams will be looking out for that as well. So it's just because it's already been shown that what they could do. But I'm gonna go with Halland. I think it's his comeback season for some reason.
Three Haalands, and I mean, he hasn't really gone away, has he?
So.
Just hasn't been quite as good.
He's due. It kind of feels like he's due. I don't know. Is it his time again if he's back? And he's got a lot. Man City signings are brilliant again. I mean, Pep's done he might be a lot more Pep roulette going on because of it, but when he's replacing players, it's not like they're just floating around and they might be good. We already know that most of those signings are good. So, I mean, how they're going to play, I don't know. But, I mean, Halland might be in for a lot of gifts from his teammates, I think.
We got
get it right.
Got a couple of chats from Colm and Greg here. I'm going to try and pronounce it. They're trying to, abbreviate for me. Garesh. I can't do it. Do you want to have a go?
Gyökeres.
Oh, I like Gyökeres.
Gyökeres.
That's good.
Gyökeres.
That sounds good. Yeah, Gyökeres just doesn't roll. Yeah, Gyökeres. Yeah, I like that.
We got a comment on our video on Wednesday, Trig, saying if they learn how to pronounce things, the podcast will be half as short. He also said, we spend less time apologising for pronunciations than most FPL channels. So it was kind of one of those half positive comments, half negative ones. All right, let's have a look at this one. So this is FPL, but just Premier League sort of predictions, which obviously will feed into FPL. Top Premier League scorer, again, last year was Salah. As I said, even though I think he's going to be the top scoring midfielder, may even be the top scoring player in the game again, I do think there's going to be a drop-off of at least 100 points. And I think, as an out-and-out goal scorer, Haaland will be 25 to 30 again. Salah, maybe 20 to 25. So I'm sticking with my narrative here of Haaland's return and him being the top Premier League goal scorer, even if it means he might not get as many overall FPL points as Salah, but I think he will get more goals. What are your thoughts on this one, lads? Trig?
I'd be shocked if Salah was in the top three.
Really?
Really?
I don't think Salah would be top three.
Come on. He's not going to drop off that quick, surely.
Why would he be? Especially if Isaac turns up.
Tell us your top three then.
Well, I'll go for Haaland for number one.
Yeah.
I'll pick Isaac for number two. And who shall I go for three? Who shall I go for?
The Arsenal lad, guy.
I'll go for the Arsenal lad. Yeah, I'll stick with the strikers. I was thinking of Palmer, but I'll stick with the strikers. I certainly don't see Salah being top three.
Okay, so Haaland is your predicted top scorer, though, yeah? Yeah. Christian?
I'll go with Saka. No, I'm not. I'm just kidding.
Top goal scorer?
No. I think I've got my eye on Saka just because, I mean, I don't know how his injuries are, but I just wish he'd have a whole season where he wasn't, hobbling around.
I get what you mean.
Because you'd imagine it would be a massive season if he could, because he's so great. But no, obviously not Saka. But no, I'm thinking Gikores, I'm thinking Halland, but I'm sticking with my guns. I think Palmer is going to score lots of goals.
Really? Top goal scorer?
Yes. So you may laugh, everybody, but I'm going with Palmer. I think he's got the eye of Tiger back.
Ballsy cool. The ballsy cool.
I'll
give you that.
He's good. Yeah, he's going to be too cold for everyone.
Chelsea need to get a lot of penalties though, wouldn't they?
Well, yeah. They might do. I mean, they've got João Pedro as a striker, so everyone he might be doing a lot of assists for Palmer. You never know.
All right, let's go on to most. Go on, Trick.
He could even get a few penalties himself, couldn't he? Palmer, not Palmer, João Pedro.
Yeah.
So most assists again, dominating last year was Salah. I am going to go for Saka for this one. He had an incredible assist record last year when he was fit. I think he got 10 or 11. He obviously spent all that time out injured. I'm hoping he comes back, and I reckon, that could be. I don't think he was gonna be anywhere near the top of the goal scoring charts, but with the new striker and to aim at and so on and so forth, I'm gonna go for him. I mean, it's not really that out there a call, I guess, is it? But Christian, who did you have down for the top assists, mate? Palmer again?
Well, no, I'm not going to be that predictable. It could be, but I mean, I was like I said, eyeing up Saka, so I'm with you with that one. But I'm going to stick with Salah. I think Salah will get the most assists. Yeah, I think he'll get. I think he's going to have a massive assist year. Yeah, he might not score as many. I don't know, but I think his through balls and his crosses are.
He's got better.
Fantastic.
He's got better at that side of the game, hasn't he?
There was one where he whipped it in towards the end of last season. The whip on it. It was perfect. I'm trying to remember which game it was. I can't remember, but he's one of the few players who could do that. You put it. You don't expect it from him. It's only just put it on a sixpence for someone, So he's capable. I think if he gets it right, if he is getting, if Trigger's right and he is going to be off it, it might be the assists where he does do something. Because if he's not running as much and he's not as strong, it's his assists and his link up that's going to be more important. If that's how it evolves, I don't know.
Great. What's your thoughts on this one, mate?
I'll go Wirtz for first.
All right.
Ooh.
I give second for Saka, and third for who shall I go for? I would say Nori, but I don't think he's going to be playing enough. So I'll go with Fernandes for third.
You're saying Salah's not going to be in the top 3 goal scorers or the top 3 assisters, despite the fact he was miles ahead of both last year on both?
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm
Right,
saying.
I'm
wild. It's just wild.
I'm on the same thing. I think he's going to decline. I don't think he's going to decline quite that much, though. So we've got a few in the chat. Sorry, I forgot to read out last time. We've got Vert. I'm guessing this is for assists. Bruno, it's a decent shout. Saka and Palmer. Bruno was the other one I thought about putting in this one. Okay. Most defensive contribution points. So obviously completely new to the game, but James Tarkowski was out ahead last season. Now this is the lad that used to be at Fulham for my prediction, Paulinho. And I saw something on Twitter a few days ago which had like the best ever defensive contributions. Maybe it was over the last 10 or 15 years. And it was like the best 20, and 3 of them were him, including one that was very high up. So he's obviously gone and returned to Tottenham now. So I have purposely made this one a bit of an out there shout rather than just go Caicedo or someone. I think he could be an option. I don't know if he's in FPL yet, but if anyone knows in the chat if he's in FPL yet and how much he costs. Nick, do you want to give me a minute, or do you want to give us the first one on this?
I think if he stays, if he plays every game rather, then he will be top. I went on Fantasy Scout and looked back for the last 5 seasons.
Halland.
And Paulinho just comes out top. If he plays, he's going to be top. There's no doubt.
Have you ever seen
about
him
it.
play? Anyone? I don't know if I've ever seen him play. Who did he play for?
He played for Fulham.
Fulham.
He was
Oh,
really
right.
good at Fulham
What?
for a couple of years. I think he was going to go to
Oh, okay.
Arsenal, and then he went to Bayern Munich, was it? I think.
Ah.
He averages 15 yellow cards a season. So
Might have a
but,
few bans, yeah.
he goes flying in with both feet. So he's a danger of getting.
Do you think
reds,
he'll be used to the pace of the Premier League then, even though he's
Well, he
been
went
to
to Bayern
Germany for a
Munich,
while?
didn't
Yeah.
Bayern Munich bought him. I mean, he was considered to be top level, but they've got the likes of the people whose names I've forgotten, like Goretzky and all those people. So he struggled to get in the team.
Lads,
But,
can I just say thank
the
you?
fact Bayern Munich went for him shows how good he was.
Yeah, just say thank you very much to Napster, who's gifted 5 channel memberships. That's lovely, Napster. Thank you so much, mate. So we've now got 5 new channel members.
Can you give me one, Napster?
Thank you so much, Napster. Really appreciate it, mate. Sorry, mate. Sorry, Click, I cut you off, mate.
Yeah, you always do. Right, so I've lost the thread. Yeah, so if he plays, he's going to be top. I can't see anyone finishing ahead of him. And Caicedo was great last year, but he's going to beat Caicedo if he plays.
Yeah. So you reckon it's a decent shout?
Well, but the thing is, he's going to get so many yellows, and he's a danger of a red.
Yeah.
So I still don't know if I'd want him. And they're probably going to price him up. They'll probably price him up accordingly, and he's not much attacking threat. So,
No.
but he will get the most points.
No. Christian, what's your thoughts on this one, mate?
Wow. Well, there's a lot to get to grips with here, but I mean, I'm sticking to my guns. I'm just picking my favorite defenders just out of the hat. But one of my favorite defenders for a while now has been Gahey of Crystal Palace.
Okay.
And I'm gonna say if he gets a full season, even if he goes to Man U, if he gets into the team, Gahey could do really well, but he is a bit of a very, very outside bet. But he is a great tackler. He's shown that many times. He's great at tracking players. He's going to get loads of contributions if he's in the team consistently, like he used to be. He had a bit of a break last season, didn't he? He had a couple of injuries, and he wasn't always in the team. And he had a bit of a hard season, I think, Gahey last season. But if he comes back, I've got my eye on Gahey. But my other 2 defenders, you won't be surprised to hear, are Milinkovic is one of them. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe he might be in. I'm not sure how quick he is on his feet in that respect for tackles, but he's scoring the highest as a defender for a reason.
Murillo is my original pick for this because he's massively good at them as well.
Murillo's definitely the pick for tackles and things, so he'll probably get it more often. But maybe Milinkovic more attacking threat. But I've got my own Ruben as well, Ruben Dias.
Okay.
Of Man City. If he's in the team 30, 32 times, if he
they
starts
not keep
30,
too much possession, though. I can't imagine him getting too many.
I know. Well, it's the thing is it's a bit of a red herring, I think, DEFCON's in some respects. You will get the points for 10 tackles, yes. And there are a lot of players who will get those points. But which teams are more likely to get the clean sheets? And isn't 6 points more than 4 points?
As an overall defender, yeah, but for DEFCON,
yeah.
I don't think he's...
So what I'm saying is if you've got a balance in your defence of some defenders who are more guaranteed to get clean sheets, and a couple of defenders like Tarkowski and this new guy I don't know that you were talking about, Paulinho, if they're more likely to get the DEFCONs, brilliant, but their teams might concede more often. Because of the compared to Liverpool, Man City, Chelsea, so why not pick some? Why not think that more points are coming from those teams still? That's just my thought. I am going to have some DEFCON players in my team, but I'm just thinking most points might not come from a DEFCON player. but I would have to stick to someone like I'm in two minds. Someone like Murillo, someone like Milenkovic, somebody not even Forest basically. Williams maybe. He might do he bombs up and down a lot, and he's always contributing a lot to games. Fernandez, of course, Bruno. The other day he just proved.
But he's not going to be top in defensive. I think you've got the question wrong. It's about who gets the most.
Cons.
Yeah, not the overall best defender.
Yeah.
Oh no, well, I mean, the 2 points.
Gary, reach down and give him a slap.
No, give him a slap for us. He's the moderator.
The 2 points, for 10 contributions, for defense, Who's going to get the most points by that route? Well, I was saying that Fernandez the other day. How many contributions did he get? Was it 12 in the game or something? I can't remember now. But he might well be a midfielder, not a defender. If it's someone like Caicedo, maybe. But I'm in two minds. I'm going to have a balance of a couple of DEFCON players in my team, but I'm not going to overdo it. I think.
Okay,
that's my thinking anyway.
Let's wait till we get to the FPL review team because they've got a few DEFCONs in. But just read out a couple of Anderson in midfield. Carl's predicting.
He's popular.
Yeah, Calm's saying Anderson, Paulinho will get at least 10 yellows. Yeah, probably, mate. Paulinho averaged over 14 DEFCONs a game for Fulham, Greg's saying. Geddy's agreeing, who's been a member for a month now. Hippie saying Zupermendi. Is he the new Arsenal player?
Yeah, he's going to get a lot. Yeah. No one's mentioned him. No one's mentioned him at all, have they?
Hippie just did.
He could be good.
Hippie just did. The Rocks. Okay, well, let's move on to the next one, which is who's going to be the breakout player. And by that, I just mean, the player we didn't, well, not necessarily us as engaged FPL managers, but most people didn't expect to have a massive FPL season last year that did. And I think, even though there was a lot of talk about him in pre-season, he was only 5 million last year. I think that player was probably Rodgers. I mean, the season before when Palmer was only 5 million, that's much more of a bigger breakout than Rodgers had. But I would still say it was Rodgers last year. So I'm going for Minte for this season. I think I've just seen so much positive. I had so much positive talk about him when he was at Newcastle. I was gutted when we had to sell him for PSR. I liked what I saw of him last year when he was at Brighton. And yeah, I mean, it's difficult to say who at this stage, but I don't know. Is he 5.5 in FPL? I didn't actually check.
Yeah, he is, I think.
But yeah, he's my people are predicting what your one's going to be already, Trig. But he's going to be mine. Trigger, who's your breakout player? We may have mentioned him last week.
No, I'm not going to say Arias.
You're not going to say him?
I was going to say him. I was going to say him because he's one of my three.
I'm not saying him.
It takes having him.
No, I don't want him. I'm going to say Esteval for Chelsea.
Ooh. Okay.
Because he's absolutely superb. I mean, he's only 18, so they're going to bring him in gently. It's not going to be like Rodgers last year, who hit the ground running straight from the beginning, didn't he? But I can see by Christmas time, Esteval's going to be huge.
In FPL or just as a general breakout for a player?
No, I think he's going to force his way into the first team.
Okay. And
he's going to become an option. He's probably going to drop down in price because he's not going to be starting at the beginning. So he'll probably be about 6'2" or whatever by the time he kicks off, and he could well come in. But that's just my Chelsea. That's just my Chelsea bias, and of course you can't start with him. But in terms of who you could start with as being a breakout player, I might actually say Strand Larsen. Would he count?
He was going to be another one of mine. I think so. I think you could have him. Yeah. I mean, he didn't do amazing last season, did he?
No.
He's getting more confident. You could see his confidence he's really happy in the team. What he's doing.
he's a secret way of mentioning Arias, because Arias would be the reason why Strand Larsen's so good.
yeah. I mean, I was going to pick Arias, but I've got 3 on my list. They're actually my 3 gambles in my team at the moment. But they are new signings, so Verts won't count, will it? Breakout season in the Premier League. Come on, it's first time. No, I thought not. But I liked the look of. I mean, I wish I was saying Oscar Bob. I wish I was, because he looked so good last year, and we're still talking about him because he looked that good. Because Oscar Bob had that feel with the ball, and he was linking up so beautifully. He flows. He was flowing before he got injured. The way he moves, it's quite unique. And I think if he's back, Man City are in for a good time. But I hope it's Oscar Bob. But if it isn't, I got another City player called Reyners. Okay. I really like the look of Reyners. What he was doing, the way he passes in the middle, his confidence on the ball, is a big thing for me when I choose a player. Is whether they're in the moment. And I only saw him briefly for a couple of passes. I was like, wow, he passes really well. And I can imagine him next to Rodri in the midfield.
Could do well really for defensive contribution points.
Yeah, well, the 2 of them could be a powerhouse if Rodri's back. So, I mean, Reyners could be a surprise success. He could be. I'm not sure. It depends what Pep decides to do. You never know. He might change his plans. But no, I got my eyes on Reyners as a possible surprise package this season. Maybe a breakout player. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Yeah. Hi, Shane. So we've got a couple for Arias. Dorgu at 4.5. Would we class him? I guess he would be, wouldn't he?
It was going to be Arias. It was going to be Arias.
Pro. If Fox stays there. Minter. I suggested Minter in your previous podcast. Yeah, I probably stole that from you, mate. Malin, Madueke. I guess no, you can't class Madueke, can you? After last year, Shirky, Geddy's saying.
Tell could be good for Tottenham.
Maybe, yeah.
Really? I'm not that convinced. But
I wasn't that convinced.
Well, that's the whole thing, isn't it? That's why it's breakout player's got to be one that you don't expect.
Yeah. I mean, he's had a really good reputation at Bayern Munich.
Good point.
And Son scored now, hasn't he? So,
yeah. All right. Next one is who is going to be the biggest FPL bargain? So again, I've put in Morgan RobT from last season. He was 5 million. He was definitely the bargain. I'm going Verts. Right. This one may be a little bit controversial. Last year in the Bundesliga, he got, I believe, 12 goals and 10 assists in 30-ish games. Like, if he makes that sort of return, and, he's not coming from the Portuguese league or the Dutch league. He's coming from a very good league in the German league. If he can replicate that form and find himself earlier on, I think 8.5 million, is going to be underpriced. And if people have not got him in his team and he gets the ground running, he could be up to 9.5, 10 million by the end of the season. And, could have been priced probably at that, if he continues that form. So I'm going to go for Verts as the most underpriced. Nick, any ideas for this one?
Ask Seagull first.
I'm Christian.
Well, my suggestion probably won't be that good, but thinking on the cuff here, I've another person in my team. I keep saying I'm talking about my team because they are my favourite players for a reason. But Rice, Declan Rice, okay. I think he's worth more than 6.5. I think he will get even better figures than he did last year, and he's been rock steady the last 2, and he's stepping up. He's got more players to link up with. He's got the DEFCON contributions that he'll probably have as part of his point scoring abilities. And I think, he's another player. Like I said, if they look confident and if they look in the zone, I want them in my team. And he has been like that for a few months now, where you just think he just looks confident. Whether Arsenal are having a bad time or not, he's up there, and he is that kind of character, though, isn't he? He is quite out there, and with his enthusiasm, the way he plays, he'll just go for it. He's a horse down down the pitch. He'll always put 150% in. So I'm thinking, Rice. I think he's a little bit underpriced because I think he's improving. I think he's still improving. How old is he now? Is he 25, 6?
Yeah, something like mid-20s, yeah.
So he's about to be in his peak years. And he's in a team with Gokoras, Saka, Odegaard, sometimes Martinelli. You've got loads of other great players I'm not mentioning. I think the culture in the club there is there as well. It's built. It's almost not built for Rice. It's almost like he's the engine, and I think his point scoring will come to the fore a bit more this season.
Yeah, good shout.
So, yeah.
Greg, thought one?
Not really. I'm thinking Wirtz is obviously a very good one. He could be 2 million underpriced, couldn't he, Wirtz? Like, I think I tipped him to be the highest assister this season. So,
Greg, can I suggest one to you?
Go off, it could be. Yeah, go on then.
Strand Larson at 6.5. A couple of people have mentioned him in the chat.
Yeah, he's another one. I think I had him for the last category, didn't I? So
you can have me in both.
He's another one.
Might be Rodgers again. He might go up again.
I'm just looking through the list. I'm on the web page now. Nothing really stands out. Elanga could be very good at 7 million, couldn't he? Once Newcastle get going.
A couple of people wouldn't have suggested him in the chat. He had very good assist record last year. When I was looking at the assists earlier, I didn't realise he had like 10 or 11 assists. I didn't realise he was quite that prolific.
A lot for Woods, wasn't it? His assists.
Mm.
Him and Woods seemed to really click.
Yeah.
Those two.
I mean, João Pedro could become a bargain if he's really improved from his Brighton days. He could be an absolute steal, but whether he has or not, I don't think we can go by the Club World Cup.
It's difficult. It's difficult too.
Well, I think it's more the team that's around him and how he fitted in. Like I said earlier with Palmer, straight away, just that link up felt natural. It felt really good when you were watching him.
He had such extra motivation than all the other players, like playing out there in front of his old team from Brazil,
Amazing,
and all of that. So he was new, so he was fired up a lot more than everybody else. I think.
A bit more rested as well, wasn't he? He was a bit more rested.
Yeah, and he was more rested. Exactly. Yeah, he had everything. So whether he's going to be like that week in, week out, because he never normally plays like that, does he? I mean, scoring those world-class goals.
He never normally played with Palmer. That was the thing. He never normally played with such a great player. So it's the chemistry, isn't it? It's the combination of players that makes a great team.
We'll see. If he does play like that every game, he's going to be an absolute bargain. But whether he will or not is a different matter, isn't it?
So we got in the chat, Getty suggesting Anderson at 5.5. Pudner, as I said, Elanga. Greg's going Gapco at 7.5.
Yeah, yes, he's one. I forgot about him. If they don't sign Isaac, he could be really good. I'm actually thinking of putting him in my team for game week 1. If Isaac doesn't come in, because he's going to be nailed on the left.
Do you reckon? Is Diaz gone?
Yeah, Diaz has gone.
Oh, he's gone, right, okay.
I'm trying to imagine Isaac in Liverpool.
The manager's already said he's going to be playing more on the left, didn't he? And then he'd Etikeke will be the striker.
Yeah. Another one we've got to learn to practice. All right, let's move on to last two. Right, which player will go up most in value? I'm going to stick. These are all kind of related. I'm going to stick to my guns here. Wirtz, if he comes in and hits the ground running at 8.5 and keeps it running, he could easily go up to 10 million. I did try and figure out who went up and down most in value last year, but I couldn't find it on the website. I couldn't find it without spending hours going through every single player in every single position. So I'm going to go Wirtz on this one. So I guess this is almost like who is the most overvalued, who's not going to perform. Christian, did you have a chance to think about this one, mate?
Well, you mean undervalued? And then
the next one's overvalued. Yeah, that's what I meant. Sorry, mate.
Yeah. So no, I think the guy I just said, Rice, will go up because he'll be scoring regularly, and more people get him into his team. He might go up to sevens, early sevens quite quickly if if I'm right. It's a tough one, this one, but I think you've already picked the best one, to be honest. I think Wirtz is just too good a pick.
Yeah, Greg's just saying in Burma. I think you're right, mate. I think it was in Burma last year. Yeah.
Yeah, Ibumo. I wish it was Ibumo. Ibumo and Vissa, as anyone who knows, for me in the chat, know that I'm always crying that they're split up. They're my favourite thing about FPL. Those two, the last couple of years. Love it to bits, but I think Ibumo is difficult because he's with Manu Fernandez. I hope he links up quickly because I'd imagine he could do really well at Manu. And I'd love it to be Mbeumo again because he's 8 million, isn't he? Still, I think Mbeumo.
Yeah,
I think he's just
or 8.5.
So 8.5 maybe. He'd have to have a good start though, and it's not guaranteed because he's getting his he's putting his first steps onto the pitch with Man U. So you never know, but Wirtz, he is as well, really, isn't he? He's a new player, so warm-ups aren't. They aren't necessarily an indicator of how he's going to perform straight away in a really competitive, nicely hacking Premier League. He might not be used to those first few Premier League defenses he faces. You never know; it could swing the other way. But he does look great. So I can't. Halland, if he does what we think he's going to do, he's got to go up a lot, hasn't he, Halland?
Possibly.
He will. He'll probably close the gap or equal Salah's. If Salah's going to have a little bit of a dip compared to last year, which to be fair is not really that much of an issue because it was so amazing last year. But if they might close the gap on each other. So Halland might go up to 14 and Salah down to 14.
Trig, got a suggestion here. Hi, John. Nightmare saying Ahmed Diallo. What do you reckon to that one? A decent shout, I think.
Yeah. If he plays.
Nick?
Right. It's obviously going to be somebody who's not highly owned to begin with. So it's not going to be Wirtz because Wirtz is going to be in so many teams to start with. That's just not going to happen. So it's going to be somebody that isn't owned very highly. I think a lot of them will be the defensive contribution points people because casuals are not going to go anywhere near them. Your average person opens up the websites and just picks all the players that were the highest scoring players from last season and makes a team. And all those people are going to be wildcarding in game week 1 or changing their teams or whatever. And they're all going to suddenly realise that all these players, that the scoring's changed and they're going to be bringing all those players in. And also the likes of Elanga, who's not going to be in any teams because of the fixtures at the beginning. All the players, Man United players as well, like Dorgu, I think go up in price quite a lot.
Yeah, I've been eyeing him. Yeah,
all the teams that have got bad fixtures that nobody's going to choose at the beginning. And come game week 3 or 4, everybody's going to jump on them. And I think that'd be Elanga, it'd be Dorgu, various other players. It depends how many people are using wildcards, of course, to make those teams. But
it could well be player Rice as well. Rice is that kind of player, isn't he?
He did well, Dorgu, in that friendly the other night, didn't he? Got
yeah, he did.
Was it goal and assist? I remember now.
Yeah, he looked great. He looked really good.
But you've got to think if Man United start well, there's going to be a massive influx of people wanting their players. But then again, you can only have 3 of them, can't you? So everyone's going to want Fernandez. Everyone's going to want Buemo. Maybe Cunha could go off. We just don't know, do we? Even Højlund.
So a couple of suggestions in the chat. We've got Rodgers. I'm not sure about that. Enzo, Dorgu. A few people saying. Right, let's get on to the next one now. It's a player who will lose the most value. So I'm going to stick with my guns here and say if Salah, I think he's overpriced, to be honest. I think 14 should have been the most he was priced at. Let's be honest. Most people are going to have him, at least the casuals. And unless he is scoring 2 goals a game, it's going to be similar to Halland last season, I think. It could just drop off very, very quickly. Who wants to jump in first on this one? Christian?
Oh, yeah, I've got an idea. I'm just thinking 2 players that have been highly selected, Wan-Bissaka, João Pedro. Either of those 2 have a little bit of a cropper. Their price is going to go down really quickly because they're highly owned and they're in a lot of drafts. Just purely on that instinct, I'm going to say, by the end of the season, it might settle out if they have a good overall season. But at least at the start, those 2 will be my favourites. One of those 2 is not going to have such a good time, perhaps. It could be Wan-Bissaka. He is played for West Ham, and they might have a bad start. You never know. They might have a great start. I hope they do because he's in my team. But I'd say, I have my eyes on those 2, but I haven't really got ideas beyond the highest owned players, really. You know, and you're thinking your Salahs and your Hallands. If either of those 2 have a little drop off, you know, you're going to go for the other player that's doing better, aren't you? You're going to go for Halland or Salah, whoever's doing better out of the 2, if you've already got one of them in your draft. So I'm finding it difficult because there's the one thing I've noticed is, and I've said this on a few channels, like I think the last one was Ross's. I was just saying the variety of teams you can have now this season. I mean, and this is where Mark's done a great job, I think, in influence here. Is, I mean, I've already picked 20 different teams, and I usually just go for 1 or 2. But there's like 10 possible teams I could pick that would be decent as a start. So it's to predict someone who's going to lose value is quite difficult. Except for those really highly owned players, you know, that are in lots of people's drafts at the moment.
Nick, which one would you go? Who would you go for him, mate?
I think it has to be Salah because he's going to be extremely highly owned. He's people are going to go off getting points. You know, like I said, the Man United players, could be the new Arsenal striker. People are going to want a captain in game week 2. The casuals are going to be all over Arsenal for game week 2, aren't they? Taking hits and everything to get the Arsenal striker and that in. And the only way to really free up money will be to get rid of Salah. So unless he scores double-figure points in game week 1, I can see him being moved out because the fixtures are pretty crap. And he's got 1 or 2 good ones, but in general, we're not great. And it only takes Wirtz to outscore him in game week 1, or Akitake, or even Gakpo, and suddenly people start getting rid of Salah. I mean, people are saying that to play safe this season, you have to start with Salah, but I don't see anything as safe. There's no such thing as starting safe.
Too many combinations.
If you start with Salah and he does nothing, he's immediately going to come under price pressure. And you're going to want to get rid of him. So, it's tight. You know, there's so many good new strikers coming in. We've got Sesko coming in as well. And, Salah's... But the thing is, they fix it, though, don't they? They always fix it with the big players. Do you remember when Halland didn't play? And, like, millions and millions of people sold him, and his price didn't even drop.
No, that's the problem, isn't it? That's the problem. That's what makes it so difficult to predict.
They did that with Solanke as well. They fixed it so that his price wouldn't fall because they thought he was going to be a very good asset. So he didn't let him fall below his starting price last season for ages. So they do manipulate the prices a little bit. So it could be like a goalkeeper or something. You never know, do you, who's going to drop?
No.
But in terms of people selling, I think it'd be Salah,
Okay,
definitely.
It will be Saka if he gets injured again.
So I just read a few comments out from the chat. We've got Harland, Getty saying Harland, Carl saying Solanke, Com saying Chris Wood, Goes agreeing with him. Claire's saying Wan-Bissaka is the highest owned defender right now in 32%, which is crazy. Pudner saying that the guy who dropped the most last season was Nkunku, who lost 0.8 million in value. He was very popular, wasn't he? And David Hamill's saying the unit has convinced me and you, Trig, that Salah's crap after Wednesday's stream.
I'm surprised they weren't both priced the same at the start of the season, to be honest. Like 13.5 or 14. I love Salah, but I do think Halland was worth a bit more. I think just as a thought, I thought they were a bit closer than that. Is it a $1 million difference?
No, it's only half a million.
Oh, it's 0.5. All right, forget I just said that.
I mean, right. So
I thought it was a million difference. Sorry.
So Krieg wanted me to include this one. So this is RobT's. It may have been updated since these. So just to point out to the viewers, this doesn't include all players. This is only a select players. I thought it'd be a good way also to end off this section. We can see here what the predicted points are based on spread betting odds, and it's worth going and following RobT. He's very good at these. Charts are always interesting, and we can see here, Krieg. First thing that stands out to me is Salah is what did he score last season? He is around 100.
300.
300. So he is according to the predictions.
I can't remember.
He scored 344, I think. So he's dropped by 112 points.
So that's backing up what we've been saying then.
Pretty much, yeah. It's still a very good total. Well, I mean, it's still the highest. And also, I don't know if he's taken AFCON into account. Maybe he has.
Well, spread betting odds would have to. He'd have to, wouldn't it?
Yeah, so that is including 6 weeks when he's away, I guess, isn't it? So it's not as bad as it looks, is it? So maybe...
Well, Rice
I mean, if he's going to do that in 30 weeks, the rest are getting theirs over 38 weeks. And maybe Salah's is only out of those 32 weeks. How many weeks do they miss for AFCON?
5 games, I think, if they get.
Yes. So it's pretty more like 250 they've got it at, isn't it, in that case?
Yeah. I was just saying, Rice isn't on there, so I'm definitely buying him. He's definitely in my team.
I don't think they haven't priced them all yet, though. So.
Yeah.
But this is like a precursor to Salah, which is coming out on Tuesday.
Mm.
And that's going to be a bit like FPL Review with a heavy emphasis on spread betting and stuff. So these kind of points here are a bit like what we're going to see, I think, once Solio comes out. So they're obviously very high on Palmer.
Is he involved in that? Because I saw him on their podcast this week. He was on their podcast, wasn't he, RobT?
Yeah, I think he might have something to do with it. I'm not sure if he was just a guest or...
Yeah, it's worth watching that. You said you understood it, Craig, because you've got a background in that sort of thing. It might be a bit too stats heavy for people.
I'm a lot more interested in that than I am in reviews. I'm quite keen to see what they come up with.
Yeah, when's that out, you said?
Tuesday.
Yeah, I'll definitely have a look at it. I mean, partly depends on how much it costs.
Gorkiez is, no, hang on, how do we say it again? Hawkiez or...
Sounds good to me, mate. Sounds good to me.
Like seventh.
So they've got him above Watkins. He's above Watkins. So
it doesn't come out bad, though, for 8.5. Look at the players around him. They're all more money. So, I mean, if this is accurate, I mean, it's going to be it's going to be more difficult to model something like this when it's a new player, though, isn't it, than to the league.
Wirtz is pretty high up, but but you watch their show. If you watch that show, it's very interesting that they did the other day.
Yeah,
it's kind of they do admit that it's difficult, but this is like the best that you can get, sort of thing. Do you know what I mean? And the chances are, if you think something here is wrong, it's not them that's wrong, it's you.
FPL Nightmare's just saying, might as well be watching The Wire. Well, I take that as a compliment. Andrew, he's basically saying, we're basically like The Wire lads. So there must be your added value, Christian. You've raised us to Praz and Legos level.
But Halland looks bad value, doesn't he? Halland looks bad value on this.
Yeah.
Because he's only like...
Salah.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah. But Halland even worse.
Yeah, I guess so, yeah.
I'm going to say again, Rice looks terrible value. He's not on there. Where's Rice?
Well, it's selected players, Christian, so they might not have been added in.
I tell you who they don't like is that Everton midfielder that everybody's got and that Review really likes, which is Ndiaye. Only 130 points for him, so it's obviously not that keen on him, is it?
No. All right, we'll get on to... I don't want to spend too long on this one because we've been going for an hour and 10 minutes. let's try and keep this bit short because I want to get onto the review stuff because that's the stuff I know Trig really wants to talk about. We'll just say very quickly who we think are going to be the champions, who are going to be the Champions League qualifiers. Obviously, who I've got here is last season's. So
We'll do our top 4, shall we?
Yeah, we'll go for champions first. I think I'm going Man City. I think the changes they've made behind the scenes, we've got with Guardiola in charge. I think he will just sort things out and they'll come strong again. I think it'll be difficult to get past Liverpool. I think the time for Arsenal maybe has passed. I just don't see them winning it, so I'm going to go Man City.
Right, I'll go next. I'll go Man City as well. We've just, I think they've improved. They've got to be better than they were last season, and I think they're going to probably win it.
Yep, cool. Christian.
Well, speaking as a Liverpool fan, I'm not going to look beyond Liverpool. I think they're going to keep the momentum going. They've made some of the best signings. Clearly, they got experienced defense still that's at the top. I think they're just about there still. I don't know how long our defense is going to last. Van Dijk, he's up there now, isn't he? He's solid as a rock. But how long is that going to last for? I don't know. But while he's there, I just can't. I think Liverpool and Man City is going to be really close between those two. That's where I'm looking at the moment. But I'm going to go Liverpool.
Okay, cool. All right, top 4. So last year it was obviously, or top 5 as it is now. So 2 to 5. Obviously last year it was Arsenal, Man City, Chelsea and Newcastle. Do you know what, lads? I don't think I'm going to go for anything different. I think I might for the next 2. I can't see anyone breaking in there. I mean, Tottenham and Man United I expect to improve, but not that much. I see Villa still being... I don't think Villa are going to do as well this season. So yeah, I'm going to stick... Well, obviously replace Man City with Liverpool in terms of the top 5. What do you think, Christian, on this one,
mate? Will Newcastle still be up there? That's my first question. I'm not so sure.
I hope so. I'm a Newcastle fan. So
well, no, I love Newcastle as a team. I'm a fan now. You know, I'm Liverpool, but yeah, I'd love them to be up there still. But it's doing it again, isn't it? They put so much into last season, did so brilliantly. FA Cup. Can they keep that going as well? They're also are they in the UEFA Cup? The Europa Cup, sorry.
Newcastle are in the Champions League. All these are in the Champions League.
They're in the Champions League. Oh, yeah. So even more pressure. I mean, I don't know if Newcastle will be able to have the squad depth because I'm not so sure on their signings this year either. So, I mean, there's not as much loudness coming from Newcastle, and there's the mix up with Isak as well. I mean, can they keep that momentum going, that team spirit? That is the heart of what Newcastle's so great for. Brilliant team spirit that you just feel from every player. But has Isak opened a can of worms? Maybe it might affect the team. There's lots of questions now. There's lots of questions because of that. So, and they've got to focus on Champions League, and that's tough. So I'm not so sure Newcastle will be in top 5.
I mean, we didn't do that well last time we were in the Champions League, so maybe. But then you could say that of Villa and. I mean, Forest, who are probably the nearest to getting in there, they've got European football. I know it's a different competition, but they've still got the deal with
Villa did great last year, didn't they? Yeah, they were good last year, Villa. But yeah, no, I'm going to go, obviously, Liverpool top, Man City second, probably Arsenal, Chelsea. And who's going to be the 5th team? I'm not so sure. It could be Forest, but they're, again, Europe. Are they in Europe now, Forest? I think they are, aren't they?
Yeah,
so
I think they're in the Conference League.
I don't know if they could juggle it. I'm not so sure about the 5th team, but I don't think it'll be Newcastle. It could be someone like Villa, but I'm not so sure.
Trig?
There you go.
I'm gonna quickly hop to the ladies' room to powder my nose while you're going.
Good. I get a chance to have a good rant, so that's good. Right. So, second, Arsenal. I think Arsenal have improved a lot. Got a good striker. That Zebamendi in holding midfielder going to make a big difference. Madueke is pretty decent backup for if Saka gets injured. Yeah, and where he's getting better, I think they're going to be second. I think they're going to run City pretty close this year and could well even finish top. Third place, I think it's going to be tight for third. I say Liverpool clinging on for third place. I think Liverpool might just hang in there for third. Now, Liverpool, they won it last season. Very weak year last season. City were rubbish. Arsenal weren't that great.
There were a lot of fall-offs, weren't there? There were a lot of...
Yeah, a lot of them.
Yeah.
None of the teams were very good last season. And the thing with Liverpool is, Slot took over from Klopp, and they were great at the start of the season. They weren't so good in the second half of the season. I think Slot gradually making them worse.
Really?
So, I think
they're not just tired. They're not just tired, you know.
They might cling on for third place. Right, they've made a lot of changes. They've lost Trent, which is huge.
Yeah, that is
absolutely huge losing Trent.
Kirkes, though, could he be good?
Kirkes has been shit in pre-season. I don't think Kirkes is that good. Bournemouth make players look good. I don't think he's that fantastic.
Okay.
Frimpong, overrated, bloody whatever he is. No, he's no Trent. They're going to take time to get used to Wirtz. And Salah's getting older by the minute. Less effective.
Aren't we all?
Less motivated. You speak for yourself. I'm getting younger by the day. Right, so I'll give them third place. Though. I'll give them third place. But fourth place, I think fourth place is difficult. I'll go with Chelsea, I think.
Chelsea's got to be up there. They've got to be up there. They look great, Chelsea.
Well, yeah, but they're not that brilliant. They've been flattered a bit by the Club World Cup, but I'll give them fourth. Fifth place, I'm going to actually say Man United.
Oh, yeah, that's actually a good call.
I think there's going to be a huge improvement.
No, I think that's not a bad call.
United.
No, I'm with that, actually.
No, I think they're going to finish ahead of Newcastle. So
explain your reasoning, Drew.
Well, they've just so many good signings they've made. Yeah. I think the managers, they've got no Europe. I think this is the first time Amorim has been able to sit down in peace with them and sort things out with a decent team. And I think this is the season where there's going to be a massive improvement from them. Absolutely massive improvement. Don't forget, I think Newcastle are going to be worse. So, and who else is there? Forest won't be up there.
No. Oh, come on.
No,
they must be. Yeah, well, they must be.
Europe's going to derail them. They'll finish mid-table. The likes of Brighton and all of them. I mean, Man United are going to finish above them. So, who else is there, really, when you look at it, other than Newcastle? So I think money's going to talk this season, and it's going to be City, Arsenal, Liverpool, Chelsea, Man United, and Newcastle.
All right, so let's go for Europa League, which is essentially sixth place. I'm going to go, although I just laughed at what you said, Krieg, I'm going to go for Man United here. I do think they'll improve. I don't think they'll get in the Champions League, but I do think they'll improve. Yeah. Based on the exact reasons you just said, I'll go for Man United to finish sixth. Nick, what do you think for sixth, mate?
I already said, I think, didn't I? It was Newcastle, wasn't it?
I was powdering my nose.
It was the Newcastle lads.
Who do you think
Man
this
United?
Yeah. I think Villa are still not a bad team. I think Man U's a good shout, actually. They might get up there. What about Spurs? You know, new manager. You know, he's a good manager. He's a good man. You know, he's the kind of manager you'd want to follow. I think he's got that kind of character, that charisma. I think there are signs with Spurs that there is a coming together and a plan. I think from just the little bit I've seen, so Spurs could be up there. I wouldn't count them out. So I'm going to go Spurs, Europa League.
Cool. Okay. And Conference League. I don't know, Trig, you said they weren't in the Conference League, but anyway, they finished 7th.
Who?
Nottingham Forest.
Yeah, they swapped with Palace because Palace weren't allowed in the Europa League, were they?
Fair play. But they finished 7th. So for 7th, I'm easily convinced, ladies and gentlemen. Zeitgel's just talked me into it. I'm going to go for Spurs.
Ooh.
Yeah, so am I actually. Okay. I mean, who else is there? Like we said.
Yeah, there's not. No, it's not that I think they're suddenly
Villa.
amazing, but
I think Villa got financial troubles. I mean, they might even lose Watkins, so they're not buying anyone decent. So I can't see Villa finishing any higher than 8th place. So yeah.
Could there be a surprise team? You know, like a Wolves or someone
Wolves,
or a Brentford.
I looked up the odds, the actual betting odds before we did this, and Wolves are outside. Well, we're about to get to the relegation, but Wolves are the full favourites to go down after the 3 promoted teams. Which I was surprised about, but yeah.
Are we doing relegation?
They were last season as well, weren't they? I think they were last season as well. Wolves. They were down there, weren't they? Were as one of the favourites to go down. But I'm pretty sure on a few more occasions. But they keep staying up. They keep hanging in there, don't they? They have I don't know. They have some sort of flow in their game that keeps them up. You know, they could, but without Cunha, don't know.
Well, they've got Arias now, who's
yeah, I love Arias. He's in my team straight off.
Colin's suggesting Fulham for this position. Andrew suggesting Brighton.
Brighton, yeah, that's a good shout.
I mean, the thing is with a surprise team, you don't know who they're going to be, or they wouldn't be a surprise.
We'll be surprised, no. Go Sunderland, yes.
Okay, all right, let's get on to the relegation, right? I'm going to make this quick. It's going to be the 3 promoted teams again. It was last season. Last year it was Leicester, Ipswich, Southampton. I think exactly the same thing. Sorry to Steve-O, who supports Burnley, and anyone else who's watching who supports one of the promoted teams. But I think it's going to be Leeds, Burnley, and Sunderland.
Ooh.
I think Burnley are going to be bottom. That's my prediction. Sorry, Steve-O.
Yeah.
I think Burnley are going to be bottom. Then probably Sunderland, but they could actually be the surprise team. Sunderland.
Got a good midfield, haven't they?
They're buying some interesting players, and they just got Guiu from Chelsea in there, who's not too bad.
Striker.
And and they bought that Swiss guy to shore up midfield. So
Adingra as well. Is it
defensive midfield? Defensive midfield is the most important position in football, I think. If you've got a good defensive midfielder,
Henderson's there as well, isn't he?
I think he might be.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. He's decent experience.
Yeah, they've got. They could have other loan players coming in yet too, couldn't they? So
yeah.
But I'll go with the ones that came up. But who's going to go down if they don't? That's the big question, isn't it? Though. Brentford, maybe. Yeah, someone said Brentford. That's a good shout, I think.
Yeah,
rather than Wolves.
Yeah,
I'd actually say Brentford.
Is Gay due to go to Man U? I haven't heard anything, but is he going to be sold?
Gay?
Yeah, from Crystal Palace.
I thought he was going to Liverpool.
I thought Liverpool were after him.
Oh yeah, Liverpool. Okay, I can't remember.
But Palace won't go down, though, will they?
No, they won't. But I'm just thinking they are selling players, so. Any team that is selling players, you could think, and the biggest one was Brentford.
I don't know why we've all got the Brentford keeper, but we all think they're going to go down. We're going to have to look at that.
You could get
lots of saves.
Save points.
Have lots of saves, bonus points. I mean, He might save a lot of penalties if they're in trouble and they're always defending.
Maybe Brentford would be the surprise team.
Well, we had a comment on our last video. I'm assuming last stream, the podcast this week, Trig, saying he's not a 2 down on Brentford. Thiago's going to get 20 to 25 goals because we all know the Brentford keeper always scores. Striker scores so many goals, and they've got this. But and I was like, yeah, okay, mate.
Well, maybe Mbuemo's a very overrated player, and that they find they don't actually need him.
No, Mbuemo's class.
So do better without him, maybe.
Maybe. Christian, do you have any disagreements with the Three Bottoms Club?
Well, I'm just thinking that you could have a surprise team that gets into Europe. You could also have a surprise team that gets relegated. You could have a team somewhat like Fulham, maybe Brentford, like we said. But I do think it's just so hard to break into the Premier League without lots of signings. I do agree with Trigger about Sunderland's midfield. That is notably looking experienced, and that might drive the others, the less experienced players, to work together a bit better. But will that be enough to just stay up against a struggling Brentford or a struggling Fulham or Wolves? It's close, but I'm not sure. I don't think one will make it. I quite like Leeds as well. They've got lots of players who have played in the Premier League. Struijk. I used to pick him in my team, Struijk. I quite like Struijk as a player, but then he'd never get me any points. But I still like the player. But he was a kind of a surprising attacking player sometimes as well as Struijk. But he's still there, isn't he, in the Leeds team?
Yeah,
I don't know if he's a big. Yeah.
I do think somebody's going to stay up. We just don't know which one.
I think it could be Leeds or Sunderland. I'm not sure about Burnley. One of them might stay up.
There's a lot of people saying Brentford in the chat. Put the saying Spurs and Sunderland. Just to say, guys, Spurs. We've got about 80 people watching now. Please do like the video and subscribe. All right, let's move on to what I know Trig is very keen to talk about, which is FPL review. So I'm sure if you're watching this, you know what FPL review is, but if you don't, it's a paid for site. There is a free version as well. I think it's like £3 or £4 a month, which basically predicts how what points players are going to score, and it has a lot of other options that it's like Fantasy Football Scouts Rate My Team area or the FPL Hub one, Fantasy Football Hubs one, but generally, in my opinion, more accurate. And me and Trigger have been saying for a while now, the last couple of weeks, as soon as this is released, which it was today, that a lot of content creators' teams will suddenly change to fit the FPL, basically what FPL review tells them in terms of how well players are going to do, because they traditionally at least have done that. Although I think me and Trigger are both in agreement that it probably isn't this year too much different than what the content creators have been saying already. Would you say that? Would you agree, Trigger, with that?
I think it's very, very similar. I don't think the teams are going to change so much this season because the teams we've already got are not that different from the FPL review teams. I mean, I put a few FPL teams into FPL review and did a few exclusions, etc., like leaving out Salah. And when I left out Salah and a couple of other players that it wanted me to pick, it pretty much gave me the team I already had, which is interesting. It had a few picks that I didn't agree with. For example, it's very high on Romero. It's very high on Dallo, which I find to be very strange that it likes Dallo so much because, I mean, is Dallo even nailed on? The people in the chat know, but I don't think Dallo...
Craig, could you just say, or Alex say what's on the screen? So what is on the screen now? And we're not promoting FPL review. They've not paid us or anything. We're just literally looking at this because Trig's going to review them, and I think he's probably not going to say that. Well, I don't know. I'll wait and see.
Well, this team here isn't too bad that you've put up.
Yeah. So Craig, let me just explain. So I asked it to pick the best team for the first 6 game weeks, and this is what it came out with. I've not bothered putting the players in the right positions or the captain, but I'll read out the team. It's Neto in goal, Vicario on the bench in goal. In no particular order, the defenders are Virgil van Dijk, Neco Williams, Esteve, Romero, and Anderson. In midfield, Salah, Palmer, Anderson, Ndidi, and Bruno Fernandes. And then up front, Visser, Wood, and Enmetja, if you say that name. The Craig, sorry, mate, I cut you off. What were you going to say?
Right. Firstly, when I put teams in it, every single team I did recommended Raya. It didn't have Neto in it. I mean, Neto's not even going to play. And every team I put in had Raya as the selection, which it does every year, to be fair. Nearly all the time it recommends Raya. So there were players that it kept recommending for me. Like I said, one of them was Dallo, who I don't believe is going to start either. Another one that's very keen on is Colwell for some reason. I don't really understand why, because he's not particularly high in defensive points. And they've just bought a new defender as well from Ajax, who's very good. And who else? I've written some down here that it really likes. But I can't read my own writing because I'm hopeless at that.
It loves Bruno Fernandes every single season, doesn't it?
Yeah, but Fernandes, I think I can't complain about Fernandes this year. Rondon it really likes from Tottenham, and I don't know. It just feels to me that it's open today. They haven't even put Hochies in, or whatever his name is, or the Liverpool striker's not in there yet either. And I'm wondering if they just released it quickly so they could get out ahead of Solio.
I agree.
But I don't think they've taken enough consideration into the defensive contribution points, or maybe we're taking too much. But my team was nothing like this one that you've got here, Gary. Absolutely nothing like it. It really wanted Visser as well. And Visser's like on strike, I think, at the moment, isn't he?
Well,
so he's going to be
Isaac and Visser are kind of no-go a little bit, aren't they? Both of them?
Yeah, exactly. It's very hot on Ndai, which is fair enough, I think, which a lot of the content creators are as well, aren't they? So it's like not totally different. But if you use it, you have to use exclusions if you want to make what I think is a decent looking team. This one here does have Fernandes, doesn't it? It's got Fernandes on the bench. Romero, it also loves Anderson of Fulham, who I think is probably going to be pretty good, isn't he?
Yeah, I'm not picking him, but yeah.
I don't think overall it's going to change teams that much this season because, like I said, it's already pretty similar to the teams we have, apart from a few obvious areas which people are just going to ignore anyway. I mean, people aren't going to suddenly start putting Romero in, I think.
Well, Craig,
you might go for...
Sorry, Chris, I'd say one thing, because I've been using FPL Review and people take the piss out of me. I love FPL Review. I'm not going to deny it. I am an analytics type person, if that's what you want to define me as. But one thing they do is they have to balance up the market odds. To say, for example, this may or may not move, may or may not start the season, they have to figure that into their points now. At least they should be. They should be doing that as they update the models. So Visser may not be starting. He may be at Newcastle. He may not be at Newcastle. He may not be starting. But they're giving their rating now 2 weeks out. It will generally get a lot more accurate. The closer we get to the deadline, the more accurate it will be. And I'm not saying it's perfect, as you said before to me, Craig. Well, when we were talking before, and it's generally not that accurate for the first 10 game weeks, is it?
Yeah, you know that league I monitor. I set up a league of content creators, and the content creators that follow review last season. I'm talking about. This isn't the view of a channel, peeps. This is just my view. People like Bakar and Andy and all of them that follow review religiously. They all had bad starts to the season, and Bakar actually did pretty well. Ended up 35k. Once review gets going, it's really good, but it doesn't really get going until about after 10 game weeks, because all it's really doing here is reflecting last season. and it's not really. It doesn't really look forward. All it can do is look back at what's happened. It's not a predictor, is it? FPL review. It doesn't. It only goes on what's happened. So it's good after 10 game weeks, but it's no good now because it's just looking at what happened last season, and a lot of what happened last season is going to be irrelevant.
David Hamill's saying the computer didn't put this together; a monkey did. Christian, are you? What's your opinion on not just FPL review, but these sorts of things in general? Are you a user? Are you a hater?
I look as much as possible at everything. I'm a bit of a nut in that department.
Yeah, I'm the same.
Yeah. I'll look at everything, but I kind of I kind of filter it, and then I always go back to my own opinion, my own gut instincts usually on watching players, or maybe like I said about Reyners earlier. I just saw a clip of him playing with the team, and he looked so vibrant, and I just thought, I'm going to keep an eye on that player, and that's the kind of way I go. But with these kind of teams, like AI teams and predictor teams and things like that, Trigger's absolutely right. It is the past that it's mostly based on, and maybe a couple of headliners in there. But I'm thinking with this that Romero could easily be Van de Ven, and then this is an unsure player. Wouldn't you put in Watkins instead if he's more definite? It doesn't look like a logical team. Neto. I'm thinking Neto against Liverpool. Come on.
But to be fair, I put some teams into it, and they came out with much better teams than Gary's got here.
Well, let's look at let's look at the team you created. This is you told it, so you can be very. One thing I do like about review is you can tell it, I don't want Salah or I don't want Halland in the draft. And basically, in this one, Triggy said, I don't want Salah in my draft. Is that right?
Yeah, on this one, this is the one.
You chose Colwill. You said you didn't like him. You chose him.
So I didn't choose him. This is Review's team.
For people who are listening rather than watching, I'll just read it out. So Raya and Benitez in goal. Again, in no particular order because we haven't bothered sorting this team out into who's going to start. Virgil, Van Dijk, Colwill, Dalot, Romero, and Estevez at the back. Palmer, Marmoush, Fernandes, Wirtz, and I assume Garner in midfield, and then Solanke, Watkins, and Visser up front. Did you prefer this one?
I prefer this one to the Salah one that it came out with, but obviously not Captain Marmoush. It would be Captain Palmer. I just didn't change for captain because I copied it onto FPL team. But this midfield is very nice. Palmer, Marmoush, Fernandes, and Wirtz. Obviously you could change Marmoush to Rodgers or somebody if you wanted to. Solanke, Watkins, and change Visser to Chris Wood. So I'd change Marmoush to Rodgers, change Visser to Chris Wood, and you actually got a pretty nice front seven there, and change Dalot to somebody else, and possibly Colwell to another 5. One of the maybe that Lacroix or somebody like that, or there's lots of choices. I'd change Romero to Van de Ven. Change Garner to the Burnley midfielder, who I think starts, Ramsey. And you haven't got a bad team. I'd also save money on the keepers. I wouldn't have Raya, but like I said, FPL Review loves Raya. But there's the makings of a really good team there, I think. And I do prefer it to the team it spat out for you with Neto and all of those players in it. I think this no Salah team is better than your Salah team.
Yeah. I'll just say to people quickly, slightly getting off point. Right. FPL Discomfort, who is the owner of I believe it's called sorry if I say it's wrong, the FPL Double Pivot, is in the chat. I was on his quiz show the other day. All I will say is, for any accusations of me cheating, my lawyers are looking into any accusations. But do feel free to put the link to your channel in the chat, Kieran, and do go and check that video out. Myself, Adam of Above Average FPL, FPL Nightmare, and FPL Fran were all on there. And he's planning to release loads over the next couple of months. Trig, you were on there. You did one the other night, didn't you, mate?
I couldn't believe you cheated. When they told me you cheated, I just couldn't believe it. But you were looking up the answers on your I thought Adam was going to give you a slap.
I looked up one answer and I admitted to it 10 seconds later. I mean, you know.
That was your mistake, admitting to it, because nobody noticed.
Yeah, I know,
just brought the whole show into disrepute.
I know, but if I'd won, then it's I wouldn't have been able to live with myself, So anyway, getting back to this, Christian, what do you think of this thing, man?
Oh, no, I was just thinking, does the algorithm or whatever way it's done? Because I've never looked at review, to be honest, but I've obviously looked at people's videos about AI teams and things like that. But does it take into account the possibility that loads of people are going to be doing a bench boost in the first week?
You can ask it to put in a bench boost whenever. Right. I made a team with it where I asked it for a bench boost in game week 1, and it reckoned I was going to get 12 points from my bench boost. But what I didn't like about it was putting really expensive players on my bench. But it was working out for the 6 weeks. But Ndai was my cheapest midfielder at 5.5. And I think my cheapest striker was about 6 million. And every week I'd be having so much money left on the bench after the bench boost. So when I'm going to do a cheapo bench boost if I do it in game week 1 with just crap players on the bench, basically. But it reckons 12 points for the best bench boost I can get.
That's not very. That's not very encouraging for people wanting to bench boost in game week 1, is it?
But that's all it's worth, isn't it? Whenever you play it, there's not a double game week.
Outside of it, I mean, everyone always says 16 points, but that's in a double game week. So
exactly.
Without a double game week, I guess 12 is. Yeah, I guess that's respectable.
I think 10's respectable.
Yeah, I suppose so. Yeah, I'm so used to. The thing about this new chip being. Well, not new chip, but the new chip being in the first part of the season is I've got to kind of retrain my mind to it's not 16 points. After so many years of playing, you still get these mantras in your head. You've got to get 16 points off the bench boost for it to be good. But I suppose we've got to kind of retrain our minds on that sort of thinking, haven't we?
Second bench boost, 16 points probably. First bench boost, I reckon 10's decent. I mean, you need luck just to get them to turn up, don't you? I mean... Yeah. Anyone can not play on any given week. So, I mean, it's a horrible chip. I don't know why they doubled the bloody thing up. It's ridiculous. We could have had a nice limitless chip, couldn't we, where you had a limited budget for a week or something like that. It would have been so much better.
So, Craig, said... Sorry, Christian, go on, mate.
Sorry. No, I was just going to say, I'm really strongly considering doing a bench boost in game week 1. And but there's too many... risky 5.5 players that I need to have in my team. So I know I like Rainers, I like Arias, but I don't know how they're going to perform against Man City or Wolves. And I don't know, if they're going to click straight away. And I've got on my bench, I've got Sanchez, Arias, Wan-Bissaka, and Guehi as my bench boost at the moment, and a pretty good team, with mostly starting players. But it's really tempting just because it is literally like a free hit on the first go because. You've also got, don't forget, you've also got a second wild card as well. And that might come into play later. But I'm trying to make a team that I can bench boost, but keep for another few more weeks.
Exactly. So you just want a cheap bench.
Yeah. So you want it to last for 5-6 weeks at least. And that's why I've got pretty decent, Wan-Bissaka and Sanchez are pretty good choices. I could easily swap them into my team, and my team looks all right without bench boosts. I
think the key of a cheap DEFCON player is to have on your bench for game week 1 because you can keep them. You don't have to. They're not ruining your starting 11, and you only need them to average 2.5 points each, and you've got a reasonable bench boost. But I don't think you could be having the likes of Reindeer in your team because you just don't know if he's going to play.
He might be Guehi, or I would really think I've got 0.5 left, so I'm thinking of Souček against Sunderland.
Yeah, he was in some of my drafts as well.
That might be a good team up. Sorry,
he was in some of my drafts, Souček, because he gets DEFCON points, but he's also got attacking potential.
He has, and.
He's been ignored. He's been totally ignored.
He is being ignored. He's 6'6" is actually a good price for him as well. I mean, that's spot on. I think. I saw the price. I was thinking, he was such a key figure last season with when they were good. So And so if you've got 6 million, I have, because obviously Reynolds is 5.5, so I could easily go to Souček. I'm really considering
I think he's good. He scored in pre-season the other day too.
Lads, I want to move on because we've been going for nearly 2 hours now. Trig, you said you wanted to give a review of FPL review. Have you done that, or did you want to say anything more about this, mate, before we move on?
I wasn't going to give a review, but overall it was a bit of an anticlimax because I thought, oh, good, FPL review's open.
Yeah, I agree.
And went to have a look. I was actually expecting it to like no Salah teams, but its highest scoring predicted team for the first 6 weeks is a Salah team. However, I think that was predicted to get 307 points for the first 6 weeks. But a no Salah team is only predicted to get 1 point less. So there's basically nothing in it.
Do you know what I think's going on? I think, I mean, FPL will evolve, FPL review will evolve, and its model will evolve, and what it's predicting now will be very different than it will be in 2 weeks. But I think the DEFCON points, factoring that into it, has made, if you just look at the difference in terms of predicted points between the players, a lot tighter than usual. And I think the DEFCON points have actually made it so there's not so many outstanding players on the review, if that makes sense. Whether that will reflect out to real life will be interesting, but
Tielemans is very popular. I noticed people have started talking about him on Twitter today, Tielemans. And I hadn't mentioned him all pre-season, but review comes out and within half an hour people are talking about Tielemans.
That's what we said, and I can't wait to Monday and Tuesday. You heard it here first. I think we're the first, well, we probably aren't, to pod since FPL review came out. See how many of those players, particularly the likes of Romero that no one's been talking about, suddenly sneak their way into the big content creators teams over the next week. Right, I'll
tell you what, you know, FPL, Andy, what's his face, talk FPL.
Yeah.
He said he wasn't going to start the season with Fernandes, didn't he, on his show?
Yeah.
Well, he could start with Cunha.
He's going to start with Fernandes. I'll tell you what, review this season absolutely loves Fernandes because of those DEFCON points and just in general, absolutely loves him. There's no way he's not starting with Fernandes.
So we've got 80 people listening at the minute. Please do like, please do subscribe. So, Craig, do you remember last week everyone was saying to us, do another Rate My Team one, do another Rate My Team one. We'll send you the teams, we'll send you our teams. One person did after all that. And I thought, out of respect for the lad, who is PB Legend, he sent me this about a few days ago, we will rate his team out of respect for the one person who actually sent us a team. So I don't want to spend more than... I'll read it out, and then I don't want to spend more than 1 minute on this.
Is he even here?
He'll probably be here, mate. No, actually, no, he said he was out today. He was going to watch it back tomorrow. So Becker and Kinski, 2 goalkeepers. Colwell, Milenkovic, Lewis Potter. It's an interesting pick.
Brentford.
Akabu, however you pronounce that, the Wolves defender. Salah, Saka, Palmer, Sarr, Lefay. I think the main thing he wanted us to talk about was Lefay. Esteve in defence as well, and then Bowen, Wood, and the new Chelsea. How do I say that one? He's the new Chelsea player, is he, true?
He's the new Sunderland player.
Oh, but he's still got his Chelsea shirt on. So, lads, very quickly, any thoughts that come out to you with this one? I'm going to give this a... I don't know. It's got some interesting players in there. Lewis Potter in defence stands out as possibly not being the best. I'll give this 7.5. Trig?
I'll give it 7. Lefay's interesting, isn't he? Because now they've signed Granit Xhaka, he's going to be playing even more forward, I think, up in the number 10. And
apparently he's on corners.
He's quite interesting. Yeah, no, he's interesting. Sarr I don't particularly like, but the rest of them are all right.
Christian, what would you give this one? Rate this one, mate.
I'm going to be not so nice, and I'm going to say 6.5.
He's giving it 3 in the chat.
I'm not so sure on the Lewis Potter pick. and I'm not so sure of the Lefebvre pick, just because I've not. Oh, obviously, there are two players I've not really looked at. Obviously, both. No, one's Brentford, Lewis Potter. Who's the other one? Who's he play for? LFE.
Sunderland.
Sunderland.
Apparently,
Yeah.
it's on corners and free kicks, according to.
Oh, okay,
He's on everything. He's the new Maradona.
What about Adingra? Adingra will be playing, won't he, for Sunderland?
Yeah, he could be good too. He's decent.
I'd be a bit more confident with something like that. But if he is I didn't know. But if he is the free kick taker, that's okay. But I'm just not convinced as well, because I mean, for me, the bench is a little bit flimsy. I personally would probably have a little bit more strength on the bench, just because you don't know if the likes of Saka.
That's pretty weak, isn't it?
Yeah, some players like Salah with minutes. I'm not too sure about those players, because I'm not too sure about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 players, 7 players with Kingsley. I'm not too sure about either. I'm going to give it 6.5. I think it needs a little bit more strengthening with the midfield and defence.
Okay, cool.
Personally, yeah,
cool. All right. So last thing I've got to talk about, lads. Right. So if you're not on X,
What the fuck? What? Hang on a second. What's wrong with his head? What have you done to his head?
He's a very. I've done nothing with this image. I've done nothing with this image, Trigger.
Nobody's got a head that big. Don't give me that.
My cranium, I have to, is massive. And I bet it's bigger than it is. Just saying. No, it is big. I have got a big head. I do apologise.
I will confirm to the chat that I have not increased the size of FPL General's head. Maybe it's to do with the focus, but anyway, right. So,
must be all those good ranks have increased the size of his head over the years.
Well, maybe
it's got bigger every season.
Sticking his head forward.
It's still growing.
Well, maybe the fact he's got so many good ranks led to him tweeting this. So he tweeted out earlier on today, "I'm committing to no Salah, no Halland all season." And I wanted to get your guys' opinions on, is this genius or insanity?
What?
Christian, I'll come to you first, mate. I'll give my opinion at the end. But it's a big commitment.
Well, yeah, I was saying to you earlier, Gary, that I watched the beginning of that video. I got interrupted by something. But no, I kind of get why he's doing it as well, for personal reasons. He needs to, he wants to have fun with the game. And if you're going to have fun with the game, and the way it's priced, and all the new things that are happening in the game, I think it's not necessarily the worst idea, because of the funds he's going to have to get the likes of Verts and all those other 8-5s and 9s in midfields that he could choose from, and top strikers and top defenders, purely because he's not got the two most expensive players. It doesn't take rocket science to think, oh, yeah, you could get loads of good other players. But the problem is, if one of those two is massive and most people own them and kicks off, even with a well-spaced out team, it's going to affect your rank.
I don't know if you watched FPL Juice, but they had some sort of bet last season about one of them, I can't remember which way it was, one of them had to own Halland for every single week and the other one couldn't.
Yeah, that was
Nick and Ash.
It was Ash. Ash wasn't allowed to have Halland, and Nick. Ash had to have Halland all season, and Nick wasn't allowed to have it. That was it, I think. Yeah, and I felt sorry for Ash, because really he should have been allowed, because he was injured. Halland was injured, so he should have been allowed to sell it. Really, for most of the season, wasn't he? He was out.
Well,
most of the middle
couple of months, I think.
Yeah. Well, it nosedived his rank anyway. So
Trig's getting fidgety there. He wants to talk. Come in, Trig. What's your opinion? What's your opinion on this one, mate?
Why not? I mean, I think it's good if you know you're not going to buy them, right? If you know you're not going to buy them, it cuts down on the amount of research you have to do and stuff, and you can find there's always other solutions. And I think he could do well. I mean, FPL WAG, she never has any Man City players. It does fine, got 100k last season. And there's always a solution. The only problem is when you get double game weeks, when if like Halland's got a double game week and it's against Sunderland and Burnley, then that's when the trouble starts, isn't it? But overall, I don't think it's a terrible idea. It's a good season to be doing it because they're both probably overpriced. And it does look like we're having so many incoming transfers of good strikers and everything that if you're going to have no Salah and Halland, I think this is probably the best year to do it, isn't it? Probably. Plus, he was very jaded. He was jaded and wanted to do something different. Yeah. And it takes the pressure off him too, because if he does have a bad season, it doesn't really matter, because he can just say, oh, I was just experimenting or whatever. But, good luck to him. So it's fair enough, I think. I haven't got Salah or Halland, so...
Well, I was going to say, Jake, he's an FPL... nowadays people are like Ben Crellin, Prads, Harry are the all-time... the current top-rated players. But you're in there... I guess with General was like the old.
Yeah, he was the same time as me. Direct. He was worse than me on the Hall of Fame, of course, at the time. But he wasn't bad.
Yeah, but would you consider?
He was up there. Me and him used to be having great ranks at that same time. So
would you consider doing something nice?
Yeah, I would do. Yeah, it's not a bad idea. I'd do it with another team, with a second team. I wouldn't do it with my main team. I'd do it with the Cats team or the Wife's team, but it could work well for him because he's going to get a lot of people have joined his mini league and are really keen on the idea.
Oh yeah, it's opening a mini league based on this, isn't he?
And now he's probably realising that the market is so crowded in terms of mainstream content. But he has to do something to differentiate himself from it because, like you said, he's old school and he's now got to compete with the likes of Focal and Harry and all those people who are getting better ranks than him anyway. So he's got to do something different to, provide a bit of fun for people. So good on him, I think.
Yeah.
But I think he's chosen a very good season to do it. I think I wouldn't be surprised if he'll probably beat you, but...
It's not nice.
There will be. There will be a lot of different teams. I think that's the point. So it is.
Yeah.
For that reason.
And those DEFCON points are going to really help them too, aren't they?
Yeah.
Because mind you, they're going to help people that have Salah and Halland as well, aren't they? Because if you've got Salah, I saw a review made a very good Salah and Halland team today because you can just fill it in with the likes of Anderson in midfield that do it cheap and they're going to get you 140, 150 points. So they're going to help everybody in one sense, I guess. But we shall see when the season begins just how different people's teams are. Because I've been looking at all the content creators from Hub doing all their videos, and they're pretty much just an advert for the AI, aren't they? They go on and Bakar will come on with that other character and they look at his team. This team rates 93.4% on the AI. You too can go and join the AI and put your team in for free. And they put out the AI team that gets 100% and all that. But they've all pretty much got the same team.
I watched one the other day. I'm not trying to put anyone off signing up for FPL Hub. Obviously, I've got to be, as someone who gets a lot of guests on the channel. But the other day, four videos came out of get your team rated by AI is perfect team by 4 separate content creators, and they all came out at exactly the same time. I was like, God's sake! Actually, all 4 adverts.
Yeah, exactly. I think it was FPL Salah and Bakar and the usual crowd, and it was basically just an advert for AI, isn't it? The actual AI team was quite interesting, though. The team that got 100% on AI was pretty much the template team that all the content creators have got. Yeah, I'd say it was better than reviews, to be honest.
Really?
But I don't like reviews.
Okay.
The likes of Romero and that the reviews come out with, and picking the likes of Neto and stuff. Yeah. I mean, the Hub AI is not doing that sort of stuff.
Maybe they must have improved. They must have improved it. Fantasy Football Scouts. I know you. you may have made a video which does no longer exists but I think they've improved their interface a lot as well since you made that video.
The members area is massively improved, and for people that are wanting to know, I don't get money off anybody, but if I was going to pay for anything this season, it would be Fantasy Football Scout, because that members area has improved. It's got very good DEFCON points, very easy to see in there now, and I think it's the best bet. I still criticise it because it's slow, but they're promising that their speed is going to improve. But it's looking a lot better than it has done for the last 10 years. You know, I think they've obviously realised that these DEFCON points are a massive backhander from Mark, and it's helped all the content creators that provide info, because it's now pretty much impossible to play this game properly without subscribing to something.
Yeah,
I don't like that fact, but it's a reality, and I think Scout's probably the best one to go to be honest.
Christian?
Well, no, I was just going to say I really like Hub and Fergie's show. I watched the interview with Fergie. That was really good.
Yeah, he's a lovely bloke. He's a lovely bloke.
Wonderful. He inspired me to go on to Dream Team for the first time. So I picked a team for them. Yeah. But I was going to say, what was I going to say? I was going to say something. I've got all blank. I was going to say, no, I know where I'm putting my money. I'm going to buy memberships for Trigger's channel and for Gary's channel. There you go. I've been promising to do it for ages, and I haven't done it.
Mine. I picked all mine out.
Trig's taking this membership off. Do you want to talk about it, Trig, or not?
Oh, why?
Yeah, if you were one of my members, I'm sorry, guys. I had to chuck you all out. You know, I got sick of you. I couldn't be bothered with you, and I kicked you out. And people complaining. They paid me 99p. I think 33p went to YouTube. The taxman takes another 33p off me.
Yeah.
I got about 20 pence.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
And I was waking up to all these complaints about I can't do this, and I thought, fuck it, you know, I've had enough.
I had 15 channel. I had 15 channel members last time I checked, and it gives. I think I about get like £7 off of it, and I'm like, do you know what I mean? Like, they're paying 99p, and it's like, yeah. Anyway, we should go.
Well, what upset me was the actual members area in YouTube is rubbish. Like, I used to have a Facebook group, and it was so easy, and it was good and fun and easy to talk to everybody. But it's not easy to talk to everybody within the YouTube members area. Maybe I should have gone to Patreon or something. I don't know, but
that's rubbish.
But I did kick them out. But they've all been in the mini league still, and we've still got our WhatsApp group, so everyone's happy. And the best thing is they no longer have to pay £1 a month, so it's worked out well for everybody. I think.
It's a bit like D-Unit's doing that as well, isn't he? I'm in his WhatsApp group. That's really good.
Yeah,
D-Unit's as well.
Oh, so. God, I'm on that, but
that's the way to do it.
Every day I wake up and there's like 500 new messages. I've had to mute the
600 the other day. It was like 600. I was like, what?
By the way,
I did not feel comfortable charging people because I felt beholden to them, and it felt like a burden. And it felt like a burden lifted when I kicked them all out. To be fair, so I'm happier just doing my videos, and you know, they're great stuff. But
by the way, having said all that, please, if you'd be interested, sign up for channel memberships. I only do. You can go back and watch my members video. I do members videos and you get early access to videos. I'm not doing a mini league or anything like that. I can't be bothered. But I'll say, lads, we'll go for another 5 minutes, if that's what we used to. If you've got any questions or anything you want to say to lads in the chat, get them in now. Or we'll finish in 5 minutes.
I mean, I'm happy to keep going, but the chat's got to give me something an incentive to keep going.
And while I give you a chance to put in your questions, again, just a reminder, please do sign up for basically, the PubCast is something that me and Trig do with guests and regular guests and one-off guests, and this is kind of an offshoot of it, Trig, isn't it? This is where me and Trig just get to rant about whatever we want. But anyway, the mini league code is S3DHWZ. That's S3DHWZ, or you can click on the link in the description. and it will sign you up automatically, but you still have to bloody sign it. Did you see that thing the other day where it had it was a meme and it had Samuel Jackson saying FPL desktop. You know, like when he says to the person, he's got the gun pointed to his head, and he's like Samuel Jackson in Pulp Fiction, and he's like, "Say it again, I dare you."
Oh yeah.
That really made me laugh.
Oh.
Yeah. And the podcast is Wednesday at 6:00. We try to keep it as. Question: how do you feel after your first time on a FPL channel? I know you were on a music channel before.
No, both times, because I've never done this before. I am quite shy and reserved, but when I get over that hill, I'm a bit annoying and loud. So
not at all.
It's quite refreshing for me to be quiet and listening. I've been trying very hard, and I still almost interrupt sometimes. But apart from that, I'm really loved it. I'm meeting two of my heroes, Gary, the Trigger, FPL heroes. Come on, can't get better than that. So I'm really happy. I'd love to do it again sometime, and maybe I'll be a little bit more relaxed because I'm really tense right now.
No, really, you don't come across it. You don't come across as you.
It's my natural demeanour.
Are you from Bristol? Are you from Bristol?
I was telling Gary earlier because I could hear the echo when we first chatted, and I could hear my accent just coming back.
That's because I didn't have my headphones on when we were chatting earlier.
That's what I sound like to everybody else. I'm never watching myself on YouTube ever.
Is that where it's from? Bristol?
Yeah. I left when I was 12, so I've still got.
Oh, really? See, I haven't even been in the UK for 30 years, and I can tell you've got a Bristol accent.
Yes, totally you are. Unfortunately, I've been lived all over the country, other than the West Country, for the last 34 years, and I still got the accent.
That's like me. I'm from Cornwall, but I haven't got a Cornish accent.
Oh, really? I didn't know you were from Cornwall.
Nice.
But West Country, Palmer gives that.
Oh, that's good.
Palmer.
Andrew and Geddy are both saying fantastic debut. Right, go on.
Oh, thank you.
And I would completely agree. So,
Nightmare's done a good Cornish impression there, me answer.
We've got a couple of questions. If you were to rate one Spurs midfielder for your team this season, who would it be? Craig?
That's a good one, actually. We should probably talk about Tottenham at some stage because they're an interesting team, aren't they?
It depends. It depends.
I don't know about Maddison. Is Maddison back?
I think so.
Because he's only 7 million. He could be one of the big bargains if he gets his form back.
The unit loved him. He was really picking him up on Wednesday, wasn't he?
Is Kulu still injured? Kulu's still injured as well? Is he all right?
Yeah, he's out until October, November.
Oh, okay.
I mean, we don't know what Kudos is going to be like, do we? I mean, he's got what's his face to compete with? The one who always scores all the goals. Who's that one who scores the goals? The midfielder. He used to play for Nottingham Forest.
Johnson,
yeah, he's got Johnson to compete with. But on the other side is Tell, who's now, I guess, Richarlison can play on the left, can he? Sometimes. And could Richarlison be interesting? The parrot like him.
Yeah, wasn't that one of the clues that Andrew took out of your video in some
the
weird
parrot like, and he scored the other day, didn't he?
In the friendly, yeah.
Solanke's going to be injured. I mean, we don't know about rotation either because they've got PSG 3 days before the Burnley game. People are saying if Solanke plays, that proves he's fit, but it doesn't mean he's going to play 2 games in 3 days, does it?
Everyone's going for Solanke at the moment, aren't they?
And Review loves him as well. So I mean, everyone's going to have it. You don't mind so much if everyone's got him because at least then if he doesn't play, everyone's in the same boat. But
I was going to say Maddison as well. I think he's got to have a good season sooner or later, hasn't he? You know,
he's got the quality, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's too good. So I hope it's.
How old is he now? He's been around a while. Because he was in that Leicester team, wasn't he? That won the league.
He must be 29, something like that.
Oh, so he's
28?
getting on a bit now, isn't he? And he hasn't done much the last couple of seasons, has he?
Getty's asking
injuries.
what's our favourite beer each of us since it was the pubcast. So my favourite is this one, which if you sign up as a channel member, is a special emoji you can use, which is a Budweiser flown in from the Czech Republic. I don't know if you can get it outside London, but I bloody love it. Nick?
I can't get my favourite anymore, my Tenant Super.
Oh.
The 10%. Yeah.
Can you get it on
Super.
Amazon?
No, I can't get it in. I don't think you can import alcohol into New Zealand from Amazon.
I don't even know, Sue, you can still get it on in England.
I don't think it exists anymore, does it? I think they might have done away with it.
It used to taste like a mixture of syrup and petrol. It was.
Yeah, that's right. It's the one the tramps all like.
Yeah. Well, that's why I know what it tastes like.
I used to go on about it. I used to go on about it all the time on my Soundcast podcast years ago. I was always on about Tenant Super.
What about yourself, Christian? What's your favourite beer, mate?
Well, at the moment, because I've not been able to drink alcohol for about a year and a half now for various reasons, I'm surprised at the quality of Guinness Zero. Zero is superb. The can of Guinness Zero, have you tried it? No alcohol.
I heard the best no
really
alcohol.
Good.
Not that I mean, the channel's called FPL Beer, but I heard the best one was Heineken, 0%.
Really? Yeah.
Well, so my mum and sister haven't been drinking. They had like 3 months off.
They're all getting better. They're really focusing on the quality of the flavors. But I do like a real Guinness, and in a month's time or so, I'll be having a real Guinness for the first time in over a year and a half, and I'm looking forward to it. So next podcast, I might be a little bit tiddly.
Cool, lads. I think we're good. I think we should end it because I need to go to the toilet again. And
you always need to go to the toilet. Right, let's have a look. There's nothing. No one's asked any questions.
No one's asked anything. They want to go to bed. Craig, tell us where we can find your channel. Give us the usual plug.
It's up there on the screen, basically. Trigger Talks FPL YouTube channel.
Yep.
You'll have to search for it. Because the algorithm never. If you type in FPL, it won't come up. You have to type in Trigger Talks FPL. Yep. So you only supports the big channels, that algorithm.
And you can find the link if you literally click on Trig's name in the video title. That will take you there as well. Christian, anything you wanted to say before we go, mate?
I really enjoyed it. I'm really just a fan being on the show. I'm a fan joining in. I love it. I'm gonna. This takes the place for me because I've moved to Lincolnshire. It takes the place of going to. I was going to go to the fest and meet loads more of my heroes, Gianni and everybody, and Az. I'd love to meet everybody, but I'm not going to be able to be there because I'm up in Lincolnshire now. I can't get down to London in time. So there. What was that?
You're going, aren't you, Gary? You go. I was just going to make a cheeky comment about the fest because there's a big controversy. There's a big controversy on Twitter about the fest at the moment, isn't there?
Yeah. Well, yeah, there is.
About Jermaine Janus and Pennant going there. Somebody wrote a few comments about it.
Well, they've been naughty boys in the past, haven't they? But everyone deserves a second chance, Street. That's all I'd say. Whether or not...
I'll tell you what. Look, someone wrote, I won't be attending Fest, but can you please ask them what they are more ashamed about? Cheating on their wives, going to prison, or winning fuck all as professional footballers?
Very good. Very good. Thank you, everyone, for joining. Please do like to help get the video out there. Please do subscribe. Join if you want to be a channel member, and please do join me, Trig. Who have we got this week? Roberto and... Is it Roberto and D-Unit this week? No, it's Roberto and FPL Nightmare will be joining myself and on Trig at 6 o'clock on Wednesday for the pubcast. And I will see you soon.